Why don't chickens get angry when humans take their eggs? Actually, if you take an egg right in front of a chicken, it will definitely get angry and might even peck at you. But if you give it some grain while taking the egg, it won't get upset. It's just like when a boss takes away the fruits of an ox or horse's labour, but gives them a bit of a wage at the same time, then the ox or horse won't get angry either. As everyone knows, chickens don't have external reproductive organs like mammals do, so they can only mate through cloacal contact. The advantage of this mating method is that a rooster's sperm can be stored inside a hen's body for up to 2.5 weeks. In other words, as long as the hen lays enough eggs during this period, there's a chance for fertilization, so they try to lay as many eggs as possible to increase the fertilization rate. However, the problem lies with the hen. She can't tell whether the eggs she lays are fertilized or not. She only cares about the quantity. As long as there aren't enough eggs in the nest to satisfy her, she'll keep laying eggs until the number is sufficient, and only then will she start incubating them. During this period, if a few eggs go missing, they won't go looking for them. Instead, they'll switch to egg replenishment mode and lay as many eggs as needed to make up the difference. And the two-legged creatures exploit this mechanism in hens, secretly taking eggs to keep the nest never full, which turns the hen into an egg-laying machine that lays eggs non-stop. Anyone who has raised chickens knows that when collecting eggs, you can't take them all at once, you have to leave one nest egg behind, and that's why. If you take all the eggs away, the hen will think the place is no longer safe and will look for a new nest to lay eggs in. As the saying goes, if the egg is in the nest stays. If the egg is gone, the nest moves. However, chickens have very low intelligence. Even if you put something in the nest that just resembles an egg, like a ping-pong ball, the hen will treat it as an egg and keep laying more. You could even use an oval-shaped pebble. So for the hen, it's not that she isn't upset, it's just that her compulsive instinct tells her she needs to lay more eggs. In other words, they're either laying eggs or on their way to laying eggs, and they might never manage to fill their nest with eggs in their entire lifetime. Humans, on the other hand, can take advantage of this trait to maintain a sustainable rhythm for entertainment. As for why chickens are so obsessed with replenishing eggs, it's actually all because of dinosaurs. The mainstream view in paleontology currently holds that the ancestor of chickens was the Maniraptora from the Jurassic period about 150 million years ago. In other words, strictly speaking, dinosaurs never truly went extinct, because chickens are actually a type of dinosaur. Hey, isn't this a dinosaur? Haven't seen you in tens of millions of years, and you're still so flashy. At the same time, there were many dinosaurs that survived by stealing eggs. If their eggs were stolen, Maniraptora certainly wouldn't go to great lengths to retrieve them. The best strategy was simply to lay more eggs. Hey, you steal one, I lay another. After millions of years of evolution, this egg replenishing mechanism was preserved and became ingrained in the chicken's DNA. This actually means that some dinosaurs might not have looked like the giant lizards we see in movies. Their bodies could have been covered in feathers, much like human body hair and head hair. To ensure their species continues, chickens use a strategy focused on quantity over quality. If they lay enough eggs, they avoid extinction. This is like the R-strategy organisms we discussed, which produce many offspring quickly and have short lifespans. Today, chickens are closely linked with humans. As long as humans survive, chicken survival and reproduction are assured. So from this perspective, chickens can definitely be considered one of the most successful species on Earth. Thanks to artificial selection by humans, today's white-feathered broiler chickens in farms only need to eat 1.6 gin of feed to gain 1 gin of meat, and they can be ready for market in just 42 days. There's a saying that big chickens need big fences, but in reality, the space each chicken has in a farm might be no larger than a sheet of A4 paper. For these individual chickens, their fate is undoubtedly tragic. But don't forget, the basic logic for carbon-based life forms boils down to just two things: eating and reproducing, in other words, what we often call meals, and the bathroom. Aside from these two, everything else like movement and sensory experiences are not necessities, and intelligence is an even greater luxury that most carbon-based life forms wouldn't even dare to glance at. From a genetic perspective, the fate of an individual hardly matters. 100 chickens are killed every 0.05 seconds worldwide, and humans consume 70 billion chickens annually. Their species' genes have already spread across the globe. How could this not be considered an evolutionary success? If you look at it from the perspective of species propagation, it's actually hard to say whether humans domesticated chickens, or if chickens use their meat and eggs to entice humans into helping them hatch, allowing their genes to spread worldwide.